welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRiftNoDQ. We are coming off Monday Night Raw at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. And no, I was not there at the show. I am here, of course, in Portland, Oregon to give my thoughts on Raw and talk about by the third hour. This week was different. This week, I actually thought the show got better as it went along. I actually thought the third hour was the best hour of Raw. So it was different from usual. A lot of people did not like the ending of Raw. It was not exactly what people were hoping for. We had The Shield, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins against The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. By the way, people are complimenting the t-shirt. Head over to ProWrestlingTees.com, by the way. Pick up a Wrestling Trivia Challenge t-shirt or a NoDQ panel t-shirt, as you can see in the back. Braden says the ending was not very good. Let's talk about the tag team match. I thought it was a really good way to end Raw. I was really enjoying the match. I thought we were going to see a title change, but then we had Samoa Joe come out, interfere. Actually, what happened first was Sheamus and Cesaro got DQ'd, and they were going to leave. And by the way, why did Sheamus and Cesaro's music start playing when they lost the match? It's just me nitpicking, but still. They lost the match by a DQ and their music starts playing? Really? I thought that was a little strange. But anyways, Kurt Angle came out, restarted the match. Once again, I thought we were getting the title change. And then you had Samoa Joe come out, interfere. Roman Reigns ran out, but it was too late. Sheamus and Cesaro retained the tag team titles. I thought it was fine. I know some people are not happy with the controversial finish. I think people wanted to see a tag title change. I could still see WWE doing a match where all the titles are on the line. Roman Reigns puts the US title on the line, or excuse me, the IC title. I screwed up again. I did it again. I always mix the two titles up. Don Wooding says, cool shirt, Aaron. Thank you for that. And by the way, let's try to stick to one topic at a time for you guys in the chat room. Let's talk about the main event segment right now. So give me your thoughts on the main event segment, and I will read off some of the comments. I was okay with it because I like the Bar as tag team champions, and WWE could do a match. I mean, it's obvious we're going to get the six-man match with the Shield versus the Bar and Samoa Joe. You can have the Bar put up the tag team titles and Roman Reigns put the IC title on the line in the main event. A lot of people are unhappy with the ending. Bad ending. James Allen says it was decent. Duggan1 says it felt lazy. Well, that's my overall feeling on most of Raw. I thought most of Raw was very lazy. Let me go on a little bit of a rant here. Some of you may not like it. Some of you may like it. I felt like this show was essentially filler. Let me explain. I like good wrestling. Just like all of you, I like to watch good matches. However, I like interesting storylines and I like characters that are compelling, that I find interesting. Characters that I can get emotionally invested in. And I felt, yes, technically, Jason Jordan and Roman Reigns was a good match. I'm not going to deny that. I like the whole thing with Jordan's leg and that being an excuse for him losing. I thought that was all right. And Jason Jordan is apparently going in that heel turn direction. I guess his gimmick right now is he's just overly obnoxious. It's really interesting. I'm not sure what's going on with Jordan. I'm not sure if this is something WWE is intending to do with him or they're just having him go out there as a babyface and, you know, he's getting booed. It's really weird. I thought the match was okay, but again, for me personally, I find it hard to get invested in Roman Reigns matches because I feel like it's the same thing every time. And by the way, we have a super chat donation here from Ace69 Gamer. Can I be on a NoDQ panel soon? Email me, nodqmisc@gmail.com, and we will try to get you on for a future panel. We just had our first panel video up after about a month hiatus. You can check that out over at NoDQ's YouTube channel and NoDQ.com, of course. So yeah, I thought the match was all right. Oh, Caleb Jacobs just sent a $2.71. Nice number there. Interesting number. Random. What up, Aaron? How are you doing? I'm doing well. I was a bit bored with Raw at times, as I'm trying to discuss here. Jason Jordan, I'm not sure what to make of the guy. I mean, I think he should be a heel, but he's getting booed, so WWE may try to keep him as this character that is just an overly obnoxious babyface. Maybe they're trying to make him like the new Kurt Angle. You know, just like Kurt Angle was like the over-the-top, cheesy babyface on purpose, but he was designed as being a heel. I want to say that's where WWE is going with this, but I'm not even sure because the writing is it's so uneven. I really don't know if this is what WWE is purposely doing. James Allen says they need to turn Jordan heel. The Fire Disco Panda says Jordan feels like a heel already. Retro Mitman says phenomenal athlete. If WWE needs a good match, he's the guy. And Emad says hello from Kuwait. Well, thank you for watching. That's pretty far from where I'm at here in Portland, Oregon. So I think it's awesome. You know, that's always been one of the big things for me personally. People watching this from all over the world. I mean, that was one of the things that got me interested in starting up a website. Caleb Jacobs just sent in another $1 donation. Thank you, Caleb. Much appreciated. When I started NoDQ.com, back when it was WWFWCW.com, the thing I thought that was really cool was being able to talk to people and be able to discuss wrestling with them from all parts of the world. You could connect with people that shared a similar common interest pretty much anywhere with the internet. Wrestling Fortune 44, can you send donations on your phone? I'm not sure. Maybe somebody could give some feedback on that. I mean, I know on the desktop there's a little $ thing for the super chat. And again, I'm not asking anybody. For those of you doing it, I appreciate it very much though. And if you really want to support the site, get a t-shirt. You see, I got the Wrestling Trivia Challenge t-shirt here and the NoDQ panel t-shirt in the background. That's the best way you can support the site. Get a t-shirt and wear it at a WWE event and take a picture. That would be an awesome way to show your support for the website. And Offman Rules just left a $5 donation. Will next week be the final time for the Kane and Strowman program? Great question. Oh, what the hell? Jake Anderson just left $20. I think that's A for Australian, but I'm not sure. Love your channel, Aaron. Longtime viewer all the way from Australia. There we go. Well, thank you, Jake. That is awesome. Very much appreciated. Again, I love being able to connect with people from all over the world. I mean, that's been, over the years, one of the best things about doing this. Now, anyways, back to Kane and Strowman. Kane and Strowman, I would assume next week's going to be the blow-off. Maybe not, though. Maybe they save it for the Royal Rumble, but I think it's more likely we see Strowman and Kane in the Rumble, although, you know, we could always get the singles match at the Rumble, and then they're both in the Rumble anyways, but, you know, it makes sense for Strowman and Kane to be in the Rumble to go with the whole Giants in the Royal Rumble match, gives them the advantage. Kane, of course, is a legend in the Royal Rumble match. TJS says Reigns was almost 1/3 of this show. Yeah, so here's one of my critiques of the show. The matches were too long. The first match, Jordan and Reigns, I felt it was too long for Raw. It's one thing when you're doing a pay-per-view match. Here's the difference. A pay-per-view match is after several weeks of build-up. You have the story progressing, and then the pay-per-view match is the climax of a storyline. On Raw, you're trying to build up stories. So having a really lengthy match, I don't really think it's optimal for Monday Night Raw. I like Raw to be a faster paced show, and I like the segments with people to be spread out. Like, have Reigns in one segment, and then maybe in the third hour, you do another segment with Reigns. Rather than have almost an entire hour where it's built around 4 guys. It feels like very lazy writing, and they're just trying to drag the show out with a lot of filler. Sasha Banks and Paige was really long, and I thought that match was way longer than it needed to be. I think Paige should have just looked impressive in there, and then maybe had Sasha do her comeback and then have the interference, and that could have been half the length. They did a lot of rest holds in the match, and I felt that it just dragged. I felt it was too long, and it wasn't necessary to advance the storylines. Whatever storylines they have, which I guess is Absolution is trying to recruit Asuka. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm not even that intrigued by it, which is unfortunate. TJS ... headlock. Uncle Slapnuts needs the boot here, guys. Thank you, TJS. Much appreciated. Alright, so let's talk about Woken Hardy, which, in my opinion, was the highlight of the show. I thought that was an awesome segment. It's cool to finally see Matt Hardy doing his gimmick, and I like the fact he's doing it with Bray Wyatt. That's what makes sense. You know, if anybody in WWE is like Matt Hardy's character, it's Bray Wyatt. Too little, too late, maybe, but Matt needs this right now. I mean, if anything, this is a good time because Jeff Hardy's injured. Matt's on his own, so he can do his character. I actually think it's a good time to do it. Yeah, ideally, it would have been done right from the get-go, but I like the fact that Matt lost a series of matches, and it's a good setup. And I enjoyed it. I was entertained by it. And it's creative. You know, I'm all about creativity. The thing I didn't like about the first 2 hours of Raw, it's just following a formula. It's the same thing every week. Yes, the matches are good. You know, I compare it to like Paul Heyman's promo with Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman comes out there. He technically is great. He does an awesome job with those promos. However, it's the same thing every single week. He's been doing it for years now. My name is Paul Heyman, and yeah, the crowd does it with him every time. But for me, it's old. And just like Roman Reigns comes out there, if you've seen one Roman Reigns match, you've seen them all. And it's the same thing. I don't buy into any of Reigns' near falls. When somebody's pinning him, I don't expect him to stay down for a 3 count because it's the same formula every match. Just like with John Cena, it's the same formula every match. WWE will screw up the broken gimmick. They very well may. I mean, I'm not going to get my hopes up about it, but I think week 1, where Matt's officially doing this now and Anthem is backed off and they're allowing Matt to do the gimmick, I think so far so good. Cruiserweight match, I thought it was all right. Again, I don't have any emotional investment in the characters with the Cruiserweight division. And I'll talk about the whole 205 Live going on the road here in a few minutes. Let me wrap up Raw and talk about a few other things from the show. By the way, we have 223 people watching live, which is cool. It would be nice if we could hit 300 again, but I think we would need a more epic Raw to really hit that number. Enzo and Nia Jax. Yeah, I did see that segment. That was interesting. Nia Jax, I guess, has a thing for Enzo. Okay. I guess I enjoyed that just because it was off the wall. I'm not sure if it's what Nia Jax's character needs, but whatever. It was something different, so I'll give WWE credit for that. Aditya says, happy that Matt finally went broken. Finally seeing a live video of yours since I live in India. That's awesome. I'm glad you're finally watching a video live. And yes, as Tony H says, Nia Jax is not like most girls. So there you go. Poor Finn Balor. Okay, so Finn Balor, I believe it was Bo Dallas he beat. I'm already forgetting what happened on Raw. Felt like just something, you know, we got to throw Finn Balor out there, put him in a match, have him beat somebody. So whatever. Yeah, Finn Balor not really doing much here. I'm not sure what's next for him. Kyle says Finn Balor is overrated. Ouch. And Caleb Jacobs just left another $3 super chat donation. What's up, he says. I am doing good. And speaking of what's up, best wishes to R-Truth. Hope he's doing okay and he can come back and do his thing, you know. Hopefully he can make a speedy recovery. Recently, actually today, he had surgery. Brandon Couch says, it's Rusev Day. Man, I really hope Rusev is on SmackDown. We need more Rusev. And I know I say this every week, but yeah, I mean, it really disappoints me when Rusev isn't being utilized with this whole Rusev Day thing. Where's Neville, says Tomas TV Show. He is still gone. I don't know if he's coming back. You know, last I heard, things were looking good and WWE was working things out with him, but he isn't back yet. Maybe he'll be back for this NXT, or excuse me, not NXT, the 205 Live Tour in January. Oh, Elias. Let's talk about Elias. So Elias got beat up by Strowman this week, and Strowman no-sold the guitar, and some people were saying Elias was buried. I wouldn't say that. You know, it's Braun Strowman beating him up. It's not like it's some random guy, some 205 Live guy beating him up, you know. Elias, you know, I have mixed feelings about the guy. I think he's entertaining, but I don't think he's more entertaining than Aiden English. I've said my opinion of Elias. You know, he did the usual promo saying everyone in LA is there to be a celebrity. That's why I moved to Portland, just because I don't want to be a celebrity. Why weren't you at Raw? Because number one, I'm in Portland, and number two, even if I was there, I would not have gone to this show. With all due respect to WWE, you know, I will go to a show if it's convenient for me, but I'm not gonna. For Raw, I'm not gonna go down to LA just to watch a Raw. Ain't gonna happen. Say my username, CenaSucks76. There you go. And Taha says hello from Saudi Arabia. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Again, I love being able to interact with people from all over the world. A very cool thing about doing this, doing NoDQ Live, we're bringing the world together. TJS says Michael Cole botched a lot tonight. He sure did. Commentary, again, was really poor. Between Michael Cole and Booker T and Corey Graves. By the way, here's another rant. I'm disappointed with you guys voting Corey Graves over Mauro Ranallo. Like I said in the video with Jeff and Greg, I think Corey is good, but I don't think he's reached that great level yet. And I think Ranallo, you know, Ranallo's not... Here's the thing. To use Jeff's line, which, by the way, is a t-shirt now. Jeff Meacham, here's the thing, over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search NoDQ. Back to the whole Ranallo versus Corey Graves. Corey Graves spends half the time insulting Booker T. They're taking shots at each other. The thing about Ranallo is he actually enhances what's going on in the ring. He calls the action, and he doesn't goof off like the other guys. Even Corey Graves is goofing off half the time. Maybe because the storylines are not that compelling. I don't know. But I feel like Corey Graves is just goofing off half the time. Ranallo, you know, maybe some people feel he takes his job too seriously, but that's what I like about Ranallo. He's passionate about his job, and he's the closest thing to a JR that we have today. Somebody who is passionate and is putting over what's going on in the ring. Mamma mia. I'm bad at it. Greg does it way better than me. So yeah, vote more Ranallo in the 2017 NoDQ.com year-end awards because I say so. Chris says hello from places unknown, excuse me. Everyone follow NoDQ DOTCM on Instagram, says James. Fun graphics and images daily. So there you go. That is not an account that I made, by the way, but James is doing an unofficial NoDQ.com Instagram account, so go ahead and check that out. And I apologize if I'm losing my voice here a little bit. It tends to happen. Offman Rules says hello from Jersey. Is that UK jersey or New Jersey. I'm assuming it's UK jersey since you just said Jersey and not New Jersey. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Oh, buy the Interstate Kyle t-shirt. Yeah, buy all the t-shirts. Ricky Lawson, I did comment on Nia and Enzo. I think it's interesting. Oh, it is New Jersey. Okay. See, I wasn't sure because there's a Jersey and a New Jersey. Armageddon 1914, hello from Serbia. Hey, how's it going? Thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated, like I said. Greetings from heaven. All right, so we have dead people watching this video. Dominic Reed says, hey from Africa. Hey, how's it going? Tomas TV Show says, what did you think about the Kevin Owens news from today? I feel really bad for Kevin Owens that his personal life is being distorted by a hacker who apparently decided to spread false information about Owens' marriage, which really sucks. I mean, that is really unfortunate that somebody out there would try to do something malicious like that. I mean, it is very malicious for somebody to hack somebody's account and try to spread rumors about somebody's personal life. That just really sucks, and that's unfortunate when you're a public figure, especially, that you'll be more of a target for somebody to hack your account and say something malicious like that. So yeah, really low. Really sucks for Kevin Owens. You know, I found that really hard to believe when I first saw that post that was allegedly from his wife. I was like, there's no way this can be true, because Owens has a really good reputation for being a great family man and loving his kids, and I just couldn't see Owens being that kind of guy. So I'm glad that was cleared up. And, you know, his reputation isn't damaged from all this. Just really stupid. Really stupid for somebody to do that. And it's not accomplishing anything. It's just pure maliciousness. Caleb, I did get the super chats. Thank you very much for that. I did read them off. And again, thank you. You're definitely one of the top contributors, and it's much appreciated. Virtue says, Roman Empire in the house. So is there anything that I missed from Raw that you guys would like me to discuss? Again, I thought the third hour was the best hour, which is unusual. Offman Rule says, how much creative control do you think Matt Hardy has? I think he'll have a little bit, but I don't think he'll have the amount he had in Impact Wrestling. That would really surprise me if he had that kind of input. But I would think he has some input, and, you know, that promo definitely felt like his words and not the words of a script writer. Aaron, you forgot to discuss the commercials. The thing is, it's like that every week. Maybe some weeks when the show is really dragging, the commercials seem like they're more frequent. I don't know if that's the case or not. I'm curious what people thought about tonight's show. I need to check the NoDQ.com poll. TGS says, do you think WWE will acknowledge Omega versus Jericho? I don't think so. And by the way, for those of you that missed it over on NoDQ.com, Jericho appears to be out of WrestleMania unless he does a pre-tape, which is always possible. But Jericho is currently scheduled to perform with Fozzy in New Hampshire on Sunday night, April 8th, the night of WrestleMania. So unless Jericho's pulling some sort of weird swerve, which I don't think he's doing because tickets are already announced for that event, so it would be really difficult for Jericho to swerve people with that. Jericho's not going to be competing at this year's WrestleMania. Some people are maybe looking into this a little bit too much, thinking maybe this is a sign that Jericho is done in WWE. I think Jericho will be back at some point. Will it be early 2018? Probably not. He's got dates with Fozzy booked through March and April, so I don't think we're going to see him until maybe the spring at the earliest, or late spring, early summer maybe. Let's look at the poll results from Monday Night Raw and see if I'm out of touch, because I thought I will go ahead and give this show a thumbs in the middle because of the third hour, in particular the main event and the Hardy Bray Wyatt segment. Okay, so yeah, I'm out of touch here. 52% thumbs up. So yeah, I'm out of touch this week. I thought Raw was a bit disappointing this week. boring. You know, I hate to use the B word, but I thought much of the first 2 hours I was bored personally. Can Vince please step down already? He's not going to step down. So if you don't like what you're watching right now, I mean, Vince might have another 10 years left in him because he's Vince and he's insane. When will WWE go back to TV 14? Probably never. I mean, I shouldn't say never. There's no such thing as never, but I don't see it anytime soon. Especially, you know, I think Lawler said it good, even though I don't agree with the things Lawler said, by the way. I'm just saying for the record, Lawler's recent podcast, he said some things about women in wrestling and all the sexual harassment news that's been out lately. I don't agree with Lawler, you know. But I do agree that I feel, you know, we are in a more politically correct society now. And because of that, I don't think WWE is going to push the envelope and possibly lose sponsors. Because you see how offended people get over just about anything these days. And sometimes they are warranted. Sometimes people are out of line. But sometimes you might say something that is a joke and people take it the wrong way, and it could potentially cost you your job. People definitely, it goes both ways. Some people are out of line, some people take things out of proportion. It definitely goes both ways, but WWE is a corporation with the sponsors and everything. I don't think they're going to push the envelope and risk doing something that could offend a group of people. Any group that is a minority, I don't think WWE is going to take that risk. Or just anything that somebody might see as insensitive. How long have you been in Portland? Over a year, about a year and a half or so. Alexander says Shinsuke will win the Royal Rumble. He's not Shinsuke, he's just Shin. Remember that. WWE Disney. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's Disney with guys beating each other up, basically. And the thing is, I've said this before. I've said this several times. Just because something is TV PG doesn't mean that it's not good storytelling. You can tell a good story without the content being overly raunchy. So yeah, some of the stuff in the Attitude Era was in bad taste. I'm not gonna defend some of those Attitude Era segments. Some of them were way too out of line. And looking back today, I'm surprised WWE got away with some of the crap that they got away with in the 90s. Now, with that being said, WWE did do a lot of very entertaining things in the 90s during the Attitude Era. Chris says, first-time viewer. Thank you, Chris, for tuning in. Much appreciated. Yeah, 80s WWF was very entertaining, and that stuff was squeaky clean. Hulk Hogan, say your prayers, take your vitamins. Yes, it got old after a while, but during Hulkamania's heyday, that was a great period. And Randy Savage and all that stuff. Ultimate Warrior. Cannot get much more squeaky clean, kid-friendly than that. Even Randy Savage, Hogan, Warrior, all those guys. They were not overly edgy. And it was still entertaining. WCW, yeah. As Travis W. says, WCW was PG most of the time. The only time WCW was pushing the envelope was when Rusev was there. Tomas, you know the answer to that. Yeah. Somebody in there can explain it. You guys, I issued a statement on that. So I will address it, though. So David Payne is gone from NoDQ. For those of you that are not aware, for those of you that do not follow me on social media like Facebook or Twitter, if you're just watching, you just subscribe to the YouTube channel, or you just visit NoDQ.com and you don't go on Facebook or Twitter. David Payne is gone. David Payne made some very inappropriate comments towards a female indie wrestler, and he was called out on it. And it makes my site look bad. It makes everyone associated with NoDQ.com look bad. And it was unacceptable behavior. And on top of that, I found out that he had a criminal background that I was not aware of. And that was also a problem. So Payne, unfortunately, I hope he finds peace in his life. I wish him well. But I cannot have that kind of behavior in a business environment here on NoDQ.com. And he hasn't taken responsibility for his actions. I was hoping David would publicly apologize to the people that he offended, but he has not done so. And I think that's very unfortunate. I hope he will at some point. And I wish him well. I wish him peace, but I think he needs to make some changes in his life. If he's watching this, I do wish him the best and hope that he finds peace in his life. So that is everything I will say regarding David Payne at this point. I said it. I do not approve of the things he said to people, and I think it's out of line. I think he should have apologized, and I still think he should. He should do the right thing and apologize. So that's it. Let's get back on track here and move on to something positive and talk wrestling here. Yeah, let's sing the Rusev Day song. It's Rusev Day. Do you like the Clash of Champions card announcement? Interesting card announcement. So WWE decided to give the shaft to Rusev and Aiden English. I was thinking WWE would do New Day versus Rusev and English. Now maybe they will get added and it'll be a 4-way at Clash of Champions, but instead they're apparently doing a triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Usos versus Benjamin and Gable. And what's the third team? I'm forgetting the third team now. Wow, I'm just blanking out here. New Day, Benjamin, Gable, and Usos. I think that's unfortunate. I think we need to add Aiden English and Rusev to the mix there. Watch out for the damn cat. Was a cat in the background? By the way, check out my personal page. Quick plug, youtube.com/Aaron Rift. You can check out, I just posted a special compilation video of cats during Christmas time and winter time. And that's positive. You know, I'm trying to move this video in a more positive direction. It's always good to be able to produce content that people can find entertaining and it can make their day better. I enjoy doing the cat videos, so check it out over at youtube.com/Aaron Rift, my personal page, if you're interested in watching cats doing goofy things. Matthew Cross says, it's my birthday, Bad Raw. Well, happy birthday, Matthew Cross. Thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. All right, let's talk about 205 Live house shows. Thank you for reminding me, Duggan1. So WWE did announce that they will be doing a run of house shows in January for the 205 Live brand of WWE. What do I think about it? I think it's interesting, and I think it's worth trying out. I don't know how much appeal it will have long term, but again, you got to try it. I do give WWE credit for trying it. Maybe they can bring back Neville. You know, they are running in small buildings. They're doing the building Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York, which is where WWE used to shoot early episodes of Raw, and even way back into the early 80s. They were doing shows there, early to mid-80s. It's a small venue. I think it's like... I think Tommy Dreamer runs shows there. Some of you that live in the Northeast, you know they run shows there. Indie promotions run there fairly regularly. So yeah, WWE's testing the waters, doing the small venues to see what kind of crowds they draw. We'll see if it works out for WWE. I definitely think it's worth trying out. Clayton Williams says, can NXT survive on USA, or is that just a one-time deal? Apparently that's a one-time deal. You know, it is WWE week next week, as WWE plugged on Raw tonight. I think that if the ratings were really high for NXT, USA Network might be interested in having NXT move to the network, USA Network, instead of WWE Network. But I think the numbers would need to be really strong. If you guys out there are if you're a fan of NXT and you want to see NXT on USA Network, and there's really no need, I don't think so. And I'm not sure if NXT really appeals to fans beyond, the most hardcore WWE fans. If you think you think it's a good idea though for NXT and you would like to see it, then tune in. Tune in when they have that broadcast next week. Because if the ratings are good, then NXT could potentially be on national television every week and get more exposure, and maybe it could expand. I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. I don't know if it's going to be able to draw more than your most diehard wrestling fans, but it's an interesting experiment to see if people tune in. I don't think it's going to do anything special in terms of viewership. If it does more than 1 million viewers, I personally would be surprised, but you never know. TGS says, is Bray Wyatt officially a jobber to the stars? Hasn't he been that way? I mean, I hate to say that considering the fact that he was WWE champion, but I feel like at least he's doing something, and he has some kind of storyline here with Matt Hardy. It's better than nothing, and maybe this could be a renaissance for Bray Wyatt, this storyline with Matt Hardy. Did you miss it, Caleb Jacobs? You say, where was Matt Hardy? They did do a segment, which, as I mentioned, I thought was probably the highlight of Raw this week. Matt Hardy was busy being broken. Not broken, he's woken. Which, by the way, that's because of WWE wanting to own the term woken, and not fight with Matt over the name broken. Matt's already taking claim to that name, and Impact Wrestling /Anthem /TNA /GFW is backing down. Retro Man, your thoughts on Jim Johnston leaving? I did talk about this with the NoDQ panel. If you guys checked out that video about the theme songs, I'm very disappointed. I really enjoyed Jim Johnston's work. I think he should go into the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure if Johnston would accept a Hall of Fame induction. I've heard stories about him having stage fright or whatever. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I think at the very least they got to invite him into the Hall of Fame for sure. He deserves it. He's got to be at the top of the list. Tony H is signing out. Thank you for tuning in, Tony H. Much appreciated. Kayfabe Candy Ass says, I'm going to apply to do WWE entrance themes. If Jim Johnston still wants to do something in wrestling, TNA would benefit from signing him. That could theoretically be the biggest signing TNA could ever do, because I've said it for years. I think TNA really lacks in terms of producing memorable entrance themes. Jim Johnston would be a huge signing for TNA if they could afford him, of course. That's the big question. Could they actually afford Jim Johnston? Would he actually go there? But if TNA could make that work, I would sign that guy in a heartbeat. If I was running Anthem and I had a little bit of money to spend, I would be knocking on Jim Johnston's door. I would try to sign that guy at all costs and have him produce the music for Impact Wrestling. So that's my take on it. I think TNA should absolutely 100% try to sign the guy if they can afford it. But I don't think they could afford it. And I'm not sure he wants to stay in wrestling. He might not want to do anything else in wrestling. He had a 32-year career in WWE. Will SmackDown be all right tomorrow? I hope so. We'll see. I'm hoping it'll be a good show, but I will be back, of course, whether it's a good show or not. I will be back tomorrow night with my thoughts on SmackDown Live. Thank you guys again for tuning in. ProWrestlingTees.com. Get the t-shirt right here, Wrestling Trivia Challenge, or get the NoDQ panel t-shirt in the back. We have 18 designs. There's even a NoDQForms.com t-shirt. For those of you that like to troll people, you can go ahead and pick up that shirt. ProWrestlingTees.com. Save5 is the code to use to get a small discount on a shirt. Save5. Head over to ProWrestlingTees.com. And that'll do it for this video. I will be signing out. Thank you all again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.